What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, and I'm back with another video, man. And you already know what I need you to do. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notification bell, because it does go a long way with helping out the channel. If this is your first time, I already know why you're here. You're tired of releasing on your keyboards, your laptops, and your desktops, and you're tired of being manipulated and dominated by female culture. You are in the right place. Today's video is talking about masturbation and why you shouldn't masturbate and the type of advantages that you receive from not being a chronic masturbator. Okay. One of the reasons why you should masturbate, one, is a sin. That's just number one. It's a sin. It doesn't do you any favors when it comes to your personal life. All it does is makes you a slave. It makes you a slave to whatever images you are holding in your head. Okay, makes you a slave to whatever images you are holding in your head. What you have to realize about masturbation is it is a form of self-medication. When things aren't going right in your life, you want to medicate, right? And one of the easiest things to do is to release the stress by masturbating. But you're really not doing anything beneficial for yourself, because you're pushing out of your body key nutrients that you need to be able to accomplish the things that you're trying to accomplish as a man. Whatever task you may have, that energy is leaving your body for no good reason. Okay, so you want to retain as much as that life source in your body as you can possibly maintain, because that fluid is vital. Okay, it also allows you to escape erectile dysfunction. You know, people who masturbate all the time or watching porn all the time, they have problems when they get with a female. They're not able to get it up. You know, they're just soft. You feel me? And it's because you have, just pushed out your life source over and over and over and over for no good reason. You've overworked your organ, right? You're not meant to be doing that all the time, every day. No matter what the media tells you, no matter how they try to propagate being a man and being masculine is just smashing a whole bunch of chicks. We've all done it, but that's not what life is about. Okay? Life as a man is about purpose, right? As a man, you have a difficult task just by being a man. You have a difficult task, and you need to hold on to every advantage that you possibly can in order to be able to complete the mission that God has given you on this earth. When you're a man, nobody cares about you, right? You can't get caught up in your feelings. You can't expect people to feel sorry for you. You can't, take too much time worrying about your current situation and your current problems. If you are masturbating, it is going to add to that conflict in your life. It's going to make you more depressed than if you didn't masturbate, right? Because you're giving off. Number one, what you're doing is you're tricking your mind. You're tricking your mind into believing that you're having sex when you're not. Okay, so you're just that's just number one. Right. So now your brain doesn't understand what's real and what's not, because you're feeding it what you want it to impute, what you want it to calculate. You're giving it the what's the word I can use? You're feeding it the information you want it to be fed. Right. And that information over time is going to build and build and build until you have a stronghold in your mind. And whenever you try to break this habit, it's going to be very, very difficult, because you built up a habit of releasing your seed. You built up a habit of tricking your brain into thinking that you're having sex with all of these girls. And your brain thinks you're okay. Your brain thinks you're doing your thing. Your brain thinks you're knocking them out the park. When in reality, that's not what you're doing. You fooled yourself. You fooled your brain. And when life problems comes to you, which they will, when these problems come, not only are you already masturbating, But then you get hit with a set of problems that you weren't prepared for. And now this is how you go into a deep, deep, deep depression. Masturbation will take you into a deep, deep, deep depression. It will. I used to be a chronic masturbator. And I remember when I had challenges and I had, things that, I didn't want to deal with, masturbation just made it worse. It made it 10 times worse. It's much easier to go through life problems as a man if you don't masturbate, if you have control over your sexual desires, right? If you're not able to control your sexual desires, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough because you're going to masturbate and you're going to overdo it, right? And your hormones are going to be off by a lot. So whatever you're dealing with emotionally, from whatever situation that arises in your life, it's going to be impacted, compounded by your hormonal imbalance from masturbating. I try to tell you guys, masturbation is a demon. It is a wicked spirit that is urging you to do these things. Anything that you feel like you have no control over, you are being oppressed by an evil spirit, right? You can't allow anything to have control over you. And one of the ways to open the gateway for any and everything and any and everybody to have some form of control over you is to give way to your sexual desires. Okay? You want to always have sex responsibly. You always want to have sex within the context of how God has laid it out. But the real thing is always better than the artificial. And the artificial is just going to drive you crazy. It's also going to demotivate you. The more semen you retain, the more likely you are to go out and approach a woman. The more semen you retain, the more likely you are to go and allow that natural masculine force inside of you to attract a female to you. But if you're masturbating, choking the heck out of that chicken, you're not going to have the motivation. You're not going to have the motivation to improve yourself. You're not going to have the motivation to put yourself in a position where you can be noticed by females. Eliminating masturbation from your life is going to increase your confidence. It's going to increase your testosterone. It's going to increase your ability to be able to attract the opposite sex. Okay? It just is. Right? Because you're going to have a natural energy inside of you. You can't just be out here wasting your seed all willy-nilly, giving in to Satan devices and living a reckless life and expect to do anything or be anything worthwhile. Now I know what you guys are saying. What about all these rappers? What about all these ball players? They have all this money, these movie stars, these actors. These people are depressed. The majority of these people are depressed, and this is by their own admission. Living that type of life does not bring you any type of satisfaction. We've all lived that life to a certain degree. It doesn't bring you any satisfaction. You know, from an income standpoint, from a asset standpoint, I would be considered a 5%, 3% man. Right? I'm over 6'3", athletic build. Financially, I'm good by the grace of God. These things, they already elevate you to a certain level. And they will afford you opportunities in life with women. But I'm here to tell you, it's vanity. It doesn't mean anything. A person told me yesterday that vanity really meant vapor. It's a vapor, right? It's When you're cooking on the stove and you see the smoke go up, you see it, now you don't. It's gone. It's fleeting. It's nothing. That's what vanity is. It's nothing. So you have to take hold of what really matters. What really matters. I'm going to tell you guys, if you are going through a difficult time in your life, stop beating your meat, man. Stop choking your chicken, bro. I haven't beat my meat in a long time, and I intend to keep it that way, because in my mind, I have to wrestle with the fact that I'm giving up some form of a spiritual blessing to a demonic entity when I decide to masturbate. I don't want to open the door to evil spirits because of my imaginations of what I'm thinking about, because of watching porn. These things are false realities. They overpromise and they under-deliver. You know what we call it? Post-nut clarity, right? You bust a nut and you're like, why did I do that? You sleeping with a girl, you bust a nut, you're like, oh my goodness, why did I do that? You're just trying to get out of that situation as quickly as possible, right? You need a couple days to go by for you to kind of get over it mentally. That's what happens when you masturbate. You masturbate, you masturbate, you masturbate. You find yourself masturbating and you don't even have anything left to give and you're still trying to masturbate. This is a problem. This is a serious problem. Save yourselves, man. Save yourselves and stop masturbating. Stop defiling yourself. Stop defiling your temple. Put your faith and trust in God. He will lead you. He will direct your path. And you'll see that life is much better when you're not dependent on certain or any sexual desire. This is Hold My Nuts podcast, man. If you got value out of this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash that like button for your boy, because it helps get the information out of YouTube to put this video in front of people who may need it. All right. I love you guys, man. I'll be back at you guys with another video. I'm a holla, man. Peace.